All right, welcome to the Lowdown, brought to you by Unibet. I'm Dev Sahni, and joining me today is a man who I'm looking at him and he can't stop smiling. The hitman himself, Mr. Stoke, Mr. Nathan Heaney. How are you, mate?
Yeah, very good, Dev. Yeah, very good. Obviously, even better now the news is broke. Obviously, the next fight, big, massive card, big fight with me and Bentley, and yeah, absolutely buzzing.
This is it, mate. This is it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, your whole career, all the time that I've known you, certainly, it's been about building up to this particular British title fight. And look, I'll be honest, people have had easier British title fights when it comes to getting hold of that title. But you've got Denzel Bentley.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's been some great, dangerous British champions throughout the years. For example, when I used to look at Liam Williams, I thought I wouldn't want to go anywhere near him at the time. Do you know what I mean? He was so dangerous. But Denzel's the exact same. The only difference is it's a British title fight, but way beyond that, really, because obviously he's fought at world level and did very well at world level as well. So he's a two-time British champion, defended it twice. Currently, he's obviously looking to own it outright against me. Obviously, that's for me to do what I need to do. But yeah, it's a really, really good fight.
What do you think of him?
I think of him as I think myself, to be honest. I think he represents the sport of boxing really, really well. I think, yeah, that he just does the job he needs to do, and there's no silliness in between. And I've seen Bentley a few times, and it's always respectful between us. And I think what's great about this is it'll be a massive, massive fight, but there is no need for any of them silly games and stuff because it's just two proper fighters putting it on the line.
You mentioned you've seen him a few times. We were co-commentating over the weekend. You came over and said hello. I was like, you boys gonna scrap it out or what? And you was like, look, this is gonna happen. How does he shape up to you, Denzel Bentley? How do you feel? Do you feel bigger than him? Do you feel smaller than him? Like, how does he shape up?
Yeah, it's a bit weird because I'm strange. I usually look at people and I always think they're probably bigger than what they are, and then I look at a picture of me next to them, and I'm bloody massive. So like it's yeah, he's a tall lad. We're both tall lads. Obviously, he's wiry. He's built well, and yeah. So, but you can't shape too much. Just obviously, I saw him give him a quick handshake and stuff. I'm not looking too much at all.
You're not trying to grip it extra hard and be like, oh yeah,
Oh, no, yeah. He had a good handshake. To be fair, good handshake. I respect myself as a good handshaker as well. So yeah, it's a good handshake.
Look, it's no secret that your dream was always to fight at the Bet365. And I'm sure that still is your dream, but it feels like you are putting that on the line here by taking this fight now. I guess you probably wanted this at Stoke, right? But it hasn't worked out.
Yeah, I'll be straight. I did envision this exact fight at the ground, but for whatever reason, at the end of the day, all I need to do is I need to force a couple of hands here and there. And the only way you do that is becoming a British champion and beating someone with the stature of Denzel Bentley. But I've got to be honest, if it had just got to the ground anyway, which I know Frank was doing that's all his intention was to do, it would have felt like I had a bit of a comfortable ride there, to be honest. Whereas this one is really, this is how you prove yourself as a fighter. And if you deserve to be there. Now, granted, the supporters there, that's the city themselves deserve that event. Like Stoke-on-Trent deserves that event to happen. But me as a fighter is for me to prove myself that I genuinely belong in a stadium fight like that.
How many do you think you'll have over there coming over from Stoke to the Manchester Arena?
I really don't know. I've only just started messaging people. Obviously, it was announced officially about an hour ago. So I'm still doing my stuff behind the scenes, messaging everyone that went to my last fight. But it takes me days sometimes. So I will announce the fight later on today anyway. So I'm hoping I'll have everyone message. But I think a fight of this size, I think there's going to be a few thousand of them there. I really do. So I told Tony this morning what I've requested, and yeah, it'll be the biggest one I've had so far.
What's the feedback been like from your fans? And also, was this an easy decision to make, to take this fight? Was it just like, yeah, let's do it?
Yeah, it's one of them. When you first get offered a fight of this kind of size, like I said before, you're looking at the Bet3, like the ground, fight at the ground, you're looking at fighting there. So you think that's always going to be the objective. But then once you've sat down and you've decided that this is the fight that we want, it just becomes part of the job then. Like that's all you're focused on. So you don't worry about anything. You don't think about a Stoke City fight. You don't think about nothing other than what you need to do for that particular person.
And what's the feedback been like from your fans then?
But yeah, so like obviously, I've got a lot
fight,
of,
isn't it? It's a
serious
fight.
Oh yeah, it's a really good fight. And it's a very hard fight as well. Made no mistake, I know the score in terms of the level I'm fighting at, but I've got a big mix with my supporters. I've got people that are diehard boxing supporters, and as soon as they saw the fight, like, oh my God, that's amazing, I'm there. But then I've got a lot more of a casual base that love just going there for the atmosphere, supporting me, and then they probably become massive boxing fans as a result of that. And yeah, they're all just the fact that it's the British title. It doesn't even matter who was in front of me. Obviously, Denzel had a certain a nice bit of prestige to it than the belt itself, but just fighting for the British title. I mean, in the history of Stoke-on-Trent, there's only been 2 British champions over the last 100 years. So it means a lot to the city. It means a lot to me. So I think that'll mean a lot to me supporters as well.
It's the British title. It's also there's a WBA bauble behind you, and Denzel Bentley has made it quite clear he likes the look of that belt. He wants it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's a great looking belt, mate. It's that obviously got me a world ranking as well. So that's it. I hold that very dearly to my heart. So I won't be letting it go.
What do you think he thinks of you?
Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't. I've not got a clue. So I never watch anything. I don't watch any interviews on anyone, so I could never see what their opinions are of me. But who knows? I haven't got a clue what he thinks of me.
But you've had a ton of fighters, underestimate you in the past. I'm sure Jack Flatley probably underestimated you. There's been fighters and you've said this to me before as well, people don't think I'm as good as what I actually am. And when I get in the ring with them, it's a bit of a rude awakening, right? Do you think there might be a case of that? He's Denzel Bentley, he boxed Janibek, he's British champion, he's done all of this, and you're Nathan Heaney. Do you think there's any underestimating going on there, Nathan?
Nah, I don't think so, mate. I'm just me, mate. Who knows? Who knows?
Tell me this, will you still do all of your tickets yourself? For a fight like this, will you still be going around and sorting it all out yourself?
There'd be no reason why I wouldn't. Obviously, it's going to be even bigger this time. But the fact of the matter is, I have my training schedule set out. Would I deliver the tickets at the expense of making sure I train perfectly for this fight and get all the sparring? Absolutely not. But the way I set everything out, I thoroughly enjoy doing it. And it's a nice distraction from obviously when all you're thinking about is that person and the sparring that you're doing in the training. It's a bit of a release, to be honest. I do enjoy it. So, but this will be the biggest one so far. But yeah, it is what it is. I do what I need to do. It's just, that's what I like doing.
Is he someone that you'll study now? Or do you just leave that to the team, or will you be watching tape of Denzel Bentley, what he does, etc.?
No, I'll leave that to Steve. I have a little look at every single fight. I always have a look at him. I always look at the attributes that they're good at, and I know exactly what he's very good at. And yeah, but that's pretty much it. I'll leave everything to Steve.
Have you noticed anything that maybe he's not so good at, where you and you don't have to tell me what, but just things that you've seen, maybe weaknesses where I could capitalize on that?
No, not at all. I think definitely. I think Denzel Bentley's a very all-round great fighter. I don't think the people that he's fought have applied themselves correctly, but that's probably a testament to Bentley himself in stopping them from doing what they should be doing properly. But yeah, I think he's a great all-round fighter. I don't really see many weaknesses in his areas, to be honest.
Well, look, he got a lot of credit for that fight against Janibek, which was, at elite world level. He came up short, but it seems like he got a lot of props for performing well. Do you feel like that's correct, or is he being sort of overestimated based on that? Did he get too many props for ultimately a losing effort? What do you think?
Well, no, because for that fight that I watched, obviously the first rounds was Janibek's, but you saw a big sway in the way that the fight was going, and No, I think he's got the credit that he should be getting from that fight. Now, granted, did he win? He didn't. He lost. He still lost. But it showed for someone of that level would be probably blasting out lesser fighters. Janibek would be blasting. Well, you saw what he did to Danny Dignam, blasted him out. And he didn't blast Bentley out. So that just shows, like I said, he's a very good fighter.
So what has given you the confidence that you feel that you're ready for this? Was it the last Jack Flatley fight where, look, I told you I thought that's the best I've seen you. You were boxing, you were moving. Did that give you an extra kind of layer of confidence heading into this, or is it just inbuilt?
Yeah, it's just in you, mate. When you've been, I've been fighting my whole life. I've been competing from the age of 11. Do you know what I mean? And I've boxed, other than when I had a brief spell when I concentrated on teaching from the age of 26 to 27, I've been fighting every single year in my life. So, like, it's just, are you ready for this type of fight? And I think every single fight that I've had through my professional career, I've had so many different, even from the journeyman level all the way through, I've had different styles from or even on the television show we had a couple of years back with that awkward Argentinian. Yeah. I've had them all. So if it's not now, it's not never. And when you get offered the British title, it's only right that you should be taking it, regardless of who the person is.
Why do you beat Denzel Bentley on November 18th?
Who knows? Who knows? You generally don't know how it's going to go. How he might come out thinking he's going to blast me out and around. Do you know what I mean? So that could be. I genuinely have not got a clue how the fight's going to go. But yeah, it'll be an exciting one anyway.
How do you think he'll deal with your fans?
I don't think it'll bother him at all. I think real fighters, which he is, don't get bothered, don't get deterred by that. If anything, I used to love it when I used to have a crowd against me. Like I say, I never used to have a crowd when I was an amateur. I had about 5 people watching me, but there's nothing better than trying to silence the crowd. So I have no doubt that'll fuel him as well. But who knows? When the shots land and the place erupts, it's a totally different. It's totally different. But yeah, I think it'll be a good mix in there because obviously you've got my Stokies will be creating amazing noise. But I think on the flip side, that'll make the rest of the arena tune in for the opposite side. So it can make a real electric atmosphere. I think it's going to be really good.
Nathan, if you hear the words and the new British middleweight champion, Nathan the Hitman Heaney, how much will that mean to you on November 18th?
It'd mean more than anything in the world. It would be the most incredible feeling ever. And because I'll have achieved something I've always dreamt of doing.
And what's your look? We'll wrap it up with that. It's been great chatting to you. I know you've got your phone's probably blowing up today. But what's your final message to your fans who have backed you up until this point, part of the Nathan Heaney journey, and now this is a real moment in your career?
Yeah, I just want to thank every single person that's been there all the way through. There's so many people that have literally never missed a fight. From, let's say, my 3rd fight onwards, they've never missed a fight. And I just want to thank every single one of them. I appreciate them getting me to this position because it's for their support that's got me here, but it's for me now to prove myself as a legit fighter and obviously bring a major title back to the city. And bloody keep this one here as well.
And do you have any message for Denzel Bentley, who I'm sure will be watching this? Yeah,
and I've got no message for Denzel at all. Just I'm looking forward to the fight with him, and I will see him at obviously the media stuff that we do.
Nathan Heaney, pleasure. Thank you so much, and congratulations on this big fight coming up. I can't wait for it.
Thank you very much, mate.